making your way in the world today, you really need a pod. Why don't you put your headphones in and give this one a shot? Wouldn't you like to just listen away and go to a place where everybody knows who you are? Listen to two guys brew, ha ha. Cold Street Brewery and Full Buddy Cast, two of the greatest names. Why don't you go and listen to this episode?
You have a game plan?
Yes, I got a huge game plan.
Okay.
Game planned up. You might actually vote for me as MVP of being a pitcher. All right, so everyone, thanks for listening to another episode of Full Buddy Cast presents Brew Ha Ha. We got the Brew Meister, Master, the Moster, Seah McDonald, the Mister.
Also, Beer Tender of the Year 2020.
Beer Tender of the Year 2020, Humble Brag. We got him on here. What this is just Full Buddy Cast. Me, the host of Full Buddy Cast, Travis Kenny, meets with Seah McDonald, the owner of and everything actually of Cold Street Brewery. We talk about beers, we talk about brews, we talk about life, we talk about things that are going on. Obviously, we're in a pandemic that usually comes up at some point, but this one, you know what? We're gonna get a little McDreamy with each other. Valentine's Day is coming up.
All right.
So we may have to just look into each other's eyes. You're talking about eye contact on a future episode of Glory Days. Listen to that. I got to chug this real quick. Are we doing beer of the week? And is it going to be your beer of the week that we're doing?
So I'm cracking some beers. So my beer tender volunteer, Chris Struley, he just recently got back from Florida, and he brought me some beers back from Florida. So these are certified Florida craft beers.
A key lime shandy. I've never had a shandy before.
Yeah, so shandy's going to be on the sweeter side. It's, it has sugar added to it.
4.5, so kind of
super low. Yeah,
kind of follows the old White Claw that I'm going with. Let's look at the. It's windy as heck outside too. It's crazy. All brewed with Florida key limes, so scurvy is not going to be bothering me.
It looks like they got an award for it, too, on the side.
It looks like it's the Courier-Herald Bartender of the Week. Oh, endorsed by Bartender of the Year.
Yeah.
Not the week. Cheers.
I haven't tried it yet, so.
Yeah, let's try it. Okay, taste test.
Yep.
You can taste the key lime for sure. It actually does taste like a beer that you would throw a lime in there. You know, like a Corona or something like that.
We should shout out the brewery. So it's Big Storm Brewery
there
from
we go.
Florida.
Big Storm Brewery from Florida. Delicious. Go check it out when you're in Florida. if you want,
or if you're on Tavour, you can order it from Tavour. There's a couple other beer sites that you can get it.
I might recommend this to my cousin who lives in Florida. All right, so we're going to get right into it. Beer of the week is
it's not this.
It's not this, but we're drinking it. What's the beer of the week for Cold Street?
We got a red coming on.
Oh, come on, Red.
Yeah.
We got a red coming on. Come on, Red. I like that.
So I normally do Imperial Red for St. Patty's Day. Ooh. This one's rolling out a little bit early because it's done. Imperials tend to be take a little bit longer and a little more spendy. This year I'm kind of cutting it down a little bit because right now it's still iffy on the traffic.
Yeah.
So cut down on the price on it. That being said, it's great red. It's still going to sit at 7.2%, so it's decently high.
Yeah, pretty high.
My Imperial Red is a 9%, so we're just a little bit lower than that. But
I got to get in on these Imperials more and more.
Sure. Well, you got to get through the shandy first.
Yeah, I know. I might have to chug that. But so we'll get to that here in a second. I did a teaser on the last episode. Should I jump right into the teaser? Do you want to talk more about the Imperial that you do a little bit? Let's get beer nerd going real quick before we jump in.
Yeah. So red. So just for the not avid beer drinkers. So everybody knows about an amber. Mac and Jack African amber, super popular beer. Amber is like your bottom level of kind of your red type beer. It's red in color. A red is like an amber on steroids. Like you add a little more hops to it, you add a little more sugar to it, which boosts up that alcohol. It the little bit more hops boosts up the bitterness a little bit more, but you got that alcohol to balance it out. So it's got a little more astringency to it, a little bit stronger, a little bit more hearty. That's why I bring it out. It's also, thinking of like St. Patrick's Day. It's,
it's coming up.
All the redheads,
All them redheads.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, what's on the scale of 1 to 10 on the difficulty of brewery and the sophistication of brewing? What is it?
So red has a little bit more effort to it. I'm going to put more hops into it. I got to watch my, my levels on that to make sure I don't go over it, because it'll get really, really dingy, like a dirt kind of taste to it if I go too much. So I have to pay attention to it a little bit more. Yeah.
So
scale wise, 10 being the hardest.
Yeah.
It's probably, it's like a 7.5.
So full disclosure then, in the past, have you ever not watched your levels and had to learn that? Or did where it did come out dingy and dirty?
Home brewing, yes.
Okay.
For sure. Professional brewing, no. But home brewing, definitely gone. It's also like figuring out the hop. That's one that I spend a lot of time, like which hops to use. So I used to use an ethos hop, which is a really, it's great aromatic, but and then it's got a real good body to it. But when you go red, you're keeping it in the liquid too long, and it kind of gets really, dries out the liquid, and that just doesn't work for me. I don't like that flavor.
Doesn't work for me, guys. Sorry.
So I'm staying
out.
I'm staying home. I'm staying more close to us, with the Willamette. That's more Oregon, but it's still like closer to home.
And I know that you had mentioned in the previous podcasts about how trading, sometimes you would be trading or you're going to go, I think you mentioned like around the ocean, not cranberries, but it was like some sort of like thing in the ocean, near the ocean. It tends to have this more than like if you go further inland, we'll have this more.
There's different terroirs.
There we go.
Terroir is a wine term.
Okay.
I always like to point out that wine is basically one ingredient. It's a grape, and really the only thing that really changes that is the terroir. So
Gotcha,
versus a beer is a minimum of 4 different things. The four generals. You got your water, your yeast, your grain, and then your hops. 4 different things versus one thing. Grapes, you can always add like barrels, but that's after the actual process. Anyway. But
I digress.
Digress. Back to growing hops.
Yes.
So terroirs are a big thing. Whether it's on the on the east side, drier climate, kind of moving up the state of Washington. It gets a little back to the wetness, but down right in the middle, Yakima Valley, Mattawa, all that, it gets super dry.
Gotcha.
Down to Willamette, it gets wet again. Down off of the Deschutes River and that sort of thing, the Willamette River. There's some great hop growing country down there. Mix it in.
So then with the pandemic and people trading, like, are there some people that like have prices stayed the same on some of these ingredients? Have they gotten higher or lower?
Actually, there's been a lot of drop off. There's been a lot of dumps because just beer's not flowing. A lot of big breweries, especially, like stopped. They just completely stopped, and even to this day, there's still beer like catching up. So I hate bringing it up because it's not. I'm not a fan of it, but Coors Light is the highest selling beer in the state of Washington, and even to this day, it's hard for bars, not breweries, but bars to even get kegs of Coors Light because
it's just flying.
They're just trying to catch back up.
Oh yeah.
Wow! So there's that big stoppage because of the COVID, and that's same. It starts at the top and then it trickles down, and it's the same with all the little guys. So the big guys, it's kind of good for us. It's kind of good and bad because a lot of little guys aren't surviving. They're dropping off. Like there's been a lot of breweries closing. I obviously see on the different auction sites there's equipment up for sale a lot of times. The guys are dropping off like flies. But has any of them been like got a fan base going enough to where as they're on their like deathbed, and then some obviously big corporation's going to buy them out
at a lower price than they would have like a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah, nobody's buying right now.
Really,
Yeah.
even big corps aren't saying, "Well, we really want to keep this guy afloat," but it's ours now. We're going to buy.
Everybody's staying home. Everybody's staying like close knit. I mean, even big guys. Yeah, like I said, Coors Light. I mean, that's the third biggest, and they're. I've always had in the back of my mind. I'm just going to throw it out here right now. If I ever really get in dire straits, that just going for the GoFundMe or doing something like that, I can always set up like you give me money and I'll give you. I'll give you this plaque on the side of the on the bar that's your spot. Like every time you come in there, that's your spot.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to pay for that.
Well, I'm already looking at a roll up door that might cost me a pretty penny. That might get my name.
Looking at least 4 zeros in that.
Wait. Hold on, let me write that out real quick. 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Any decimals in between that in those 4 zeros?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't deal in pennies.
Okay. All right. Well, that was fun to think about.
Yeah. I don't know, because if you think about it, that's also a kind of a tough one because if somebody's sitting at that spot and you come in, I gotta disappoint somebody. I gotta say, hey, well, that's their spot. So that's why. But if you pay enough, I will kick that person out of that.
Let me tell you, it gets when you disappoint people, it gets easier and easier. Sean, you don't know this yet, but just coming from a guy who's always disappointing people, ask my wife, my parents, my kids, it gets easy. It's easier so that'll get easier for you to do.
Anyway, I'm nowhere near that spot. That was on the back of my mind when I was
okay. You're not there yet.
I'm good.
You're not going to be there. Let me not say yet.
We're on the upstroke, provided the rules don't change
I'm not
drastically.
saying yet.
We don't have another shutdown.
I'm not saying yet. But I am saying if someone slides into your DMs and says, hey, I will offer you, I like your idea, I will offer you X amount if you put me in the corner over here every time I walk in. Are you open for that type of people just to say, hey?
I like money, yeah. So and if there's no other strings attached other than that, I could make that deal.
What if someone said, hey, what if there's a VIP section? Have you thought about the VIP section?
I have thought about the VIP section.
I think VIP section would be pretty sick.
And so I just want to talk about Elkhead when they first started. You know where their VIP section was?
No.
It was in with all the fermenters. So I'm always open that's a great VIP section. You can go right in there and just hang out by my fermenters.
Just chill.
Mean, during a brew day, that's in the way, but
yeah. Or middle of the night, if someone shows up, then
when the tap room's open, that space is always wide open.
Okay.
So I can put a sticker there for you and say
I was
VIP.
thinking just velvet ropes.
I can put velvet ropes up there too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if someone, I'm telling you, I'm kind of into this.
I can roll out a red carpet right down the middle.
Just right down the middle.
Right over the drain tile.
Just carry me in, just over the threshold.
Well, I'm not carrying you. I'm not carrying you. No.
Oh, I like it. All right, so I know I digressed there. Were we in a?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know where that started, but
beer's flowing.
I know where it ended.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to tease this a little bit more. We're going to get to mine, but I want to get to. Well, while you get beers going, I will talk about this. Okay. A lot of this stuff is very scratchy, and I don't know what I wrote, but
can't read your own writing.
No.
Go ahead. Just
okay. So
down that.
We got some new merch coming out. You got some new merch coming out.
Yeah, I've been kind of behind on the merch, but I'm starting to catch up. Yeah. So I'm going to, rolling out sweatshirts and hats first, doubling up on the sweatshirts. Initially, it's only going to be like one sweatshirt, but hopefully like a week later, I'm going to have 2-3 options.
So,
and rolling back in the springtime, t-shirts, tank tops. I'm going to have some stocking caps too.
And this is going to be, what's going to be on it?
My logo.
Your logo, Colster.
Well, I don't know. What are we talking about? Like sweatshirts or?
Well, what are we talking about?
Well,
what are we talking about?
Oh, okay. So we're going to have t-shirts that are Brouhaha t-shirts.
Soon.
Yeah, soon. Yep. Okay. So we're going to start having guests on here.
Yes.
Starting hopefully this next week.
Billboards.
Yeah. So obviously if you are a guest on on our show, you bring beer, we'll give you a T-shirt. Just throwing that out there.
So bring beer, get a T-shirt. All right, cool. I just wanted to announce that you've got new merch coming out, and it might have a brouhaha somewhere in there, which I'm excited about. Valentine's Day is coming up. It's a dreamy holiday.
Yeah, why aren't you wearing pink?
You're not looking at my panties right now.
Good thing. I'm glad I'm not.
I love Valentine's Day because you can get creative. You have to get creative, though. That's the thing. Creativity is the spice of life. So you can go with the same traditional things, which is always good. But
roses are expensive.
Roses are expensive. We do like to shop local. And there might be a few areas that you can go to get that rose rather than your grocery store. It might cost you a little bit more, but we're okay with that.
Buds and Blooms has been great. They deliver in town. Yep. I've had that go to people that are at work several times.
Yeah.
I always love to do...
Thank you for last year's, by the way.
I always love to do like from a secret admirer and send it to just random people. I haven't done it to you. Sorry. Maybe,
that's okay.
Maybe next year.
That's okay. Maybe next year. Can I get full credit for this if you do this? This is an idea for you.
Do what?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Once you get crowlers again. Okay. And if someone drinks that crowler and then they step on it and crush it, it's a crush can. And you give it to your crush, your secret admirer crush. It's a crushed Cole Street can. Maybe you could even sell a crushed Cole Street can as a crush can, and maybe make flour out of it. This is good. This is good.
Okay, yeah.
Can I get full credit? I don't need money.
Super good. Yeah. Okay.
Someone's drank beer.
Let me put a price tag on it. Travis says this is worth
$50.
Holy shit! No.
We got to pay for that door somehow. But yes, so do you
what
have
door?
The
you mean my glass door?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we got to pay for that somehow.
From a couple episodes ago.
From this episode and last episode.
It was last episode.
Last episode. I did mention it in the etching. Are you? This beer's hitting hard. We got the Imperial going, 9% ABV. Is that what you're saying? This is delicious. This is 7. This is 7.
This is only 7.
This is only 7. Well,
this is not an Imperial.
I'm already feeling it. Whew. Okay, so if I walk into Cole Street Brewery to fill my growler, do you have any other things that you sell for Valentine's Day that I could possibly pick up?
I still have gift baskets. Yeah.
What's in the wait? Whoa. Time out.
Gift baskets are kind of plug and play. So I have a really pretty basket. You can throw a growler in it. Either size, like I have the Grant size, which is the half growler or the full size growler. Then I decorate it up with, throw some glassware in there and then some candies and that sort of thing. You can plug and play, you can throw a hat in there. You can throw a t-shirt in there. You could add that to a growler. The price just dictates what you put in there. So
I like plug and play for Valentine's Day. That's a good way of saying that. I think that's a thing that could generate, guys. If you get the plug and play, you might be able to plug and play.
I see what you did there.
That's the marketing genius of me. Hope you guys are awake out there as we are hitting you with these absolute heaters right now. High and outside, or a little bit outside.
I like low and outside.
Low and outside. That's your heater.
I can turn on it. Yeah.
Before we get into this is my teaser still. Still got the teaser out there. You guys are still paying attention. I got to give a quick shout out to my friend and listener to all things Full Buddy Cast. When she works nights, she'll even message me saying you only released 2 episodes this week, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, I suck, but it's a pandemic. Anyway, her name's Veronica. We call her Big V. This is dating back to when I had Tion on from back in the day. We all worked together, and so she'll still hit me up. In fact, she's come to
She's been down there. Yeah,
she's been down there a couple times.
Yeah, the first time she tagged in, she I don't think she had Facebook. She doesn't have Facebook.
No,
so
no.
like the whole tagging thing's
was a new concept to
Yep.
her. Now she's got it. So she goes down there. She hits me up on Sunday. I'm watching the AFC Championship, the NFC Championship. She's like, "Hey, when does Cole Street close on Sundays?" And I'm like, "Oh," gave her a time. Like I didn't know. And she got there, and I think
7:30 to 8.
Yeah,
Depending
I
on
think
how slow it is.
It was depending on how slow it was. She got there like 8:15. I didn't know. I'm like, I don't know, between 8 and 9. And so she probably just missed you. And so she drove all the way from Federal Way to come to Cole Street. Okay. Meet up with her. Yeah,
make me feel like
she's got fan. Well, here's the other thing. So today I'm working. It's like 4 p.m. She hits me up. She's out with a friend, and she's like, "Hey, we're driving to Enumclaw, and we're getting there early now. So we're gonna go hit up Cole Street." And I'm like, wintertime, it slows down like for
January,
and it's not just you. Like there's restaurants even that are like usually
Monday and Tuesdays.
Monday
and Tuesdays are just ghost town.
So she was already like driving out here and hit me up like telling me like, "Hey, plenty of time. I'm getting here plenty of time." I'm like, "Oh, I hate to bring it to you." So, anyways,
that sucks. I feel really bad on that. I mean, yeah,
that happens, and it's just Veronica. It's just one of our most loyal listeners. It's okay. So
sorry, Big V.
So Big V. So here we go. Not just for Big V, but for everybody out there on the Big V Valentine's Day. You are scheduling right now, at least for the next 2 weeks before we release this. Are you out Monday and Tuesday? And when does that usually tend to lift where people want to check in again, maybe call ahead?
Yeah, so like January or February, I'm shut down Monday and Tuesday. Like January is just catching up.
Yeah.
And February, like it's playing it by ear. Like if business starts picking up, I will open back up. I judge it by the Rainier. The Rainier is it's a staple where like even for a lunch crowd, it's always full, right? It always has been. Now with the pandemic and there's outdoor seating, they only have 6 tables, and when I look out the window and there's only 2 tables full,
it makes a decision for you.
It's super slow. Like there's nobody out, and that's kind of like I really put that out there. Like, hey, come downtown. The weekends have been great. Don't get me wrong. Fridays and Saturdays have been great, but come downtown, grab lunch, grab dinner. Help us out downtown. Like it's been really slow during the week, and trying to help our downtown brick and mortars for sure.
So Monday and Tuesday closed for now. For those people out there that are looking to plan date night, dude, I'm telling you, you want a table, you want some quick service more than likely.
Oh yeah,
Wednesday, Thursday, hit it. Everyone's down there Friday, Saturday, which is great. That's awesome.
I've talked about this too. I have a short menu. It's not a super extensive menu, but I have a menu that's from everybody around me. Like I don't do food. I do beer. Do beer, wine, or hard ciders. You come in, you buy a beer, wine, hard cider from me. You're supporting me, and then I have a menu that you choose something off that menu. I will run and get that for you and bring it to you.
Yeah.
By you doing that, you're supporting that business as well. So that's why I call myself like a community brewery, where I'm community connected. Like you stop in, you're spending money to help me. You're buying food, you're supporting the restaurants around us, and we're all kind of working together. Or especially through these times right now, we all have to, band together, keep it local.
Absolutely. So, and then if there's a demand, there usually is as things warm up, people are out and about more, and then you'll be
traveling.
Then you'll be Sunday. You'll be
I'll be
7 days a week.
Yeah, it's always easier to be 7 days a week because then I can just say I open every day at 2.
Okay, cool.
But
not
right now,
yeah, got it. And it's cold outside.
January, February, no.
All right. So, baiting hooks, outdoor. What are we talking about? Sean. I'm telling you, this is. Can I set this? Can I set the thing?
Okay.
Sean said he sat me down. He actually texted me. And then he sat me down. He said, if we talk about anything on this friggin' podcast that you force me to do, Travis, I've got to talk about baiting hooks. And I'm like, fine, we'll talk about it. And so Fine, Sean. What do you mean?
Pretty sure you're like. I want to talk about something about outdoors. We've gotten away from the outdoors.
Yeah, because Sean's an outdoors guy. I got in a wormhole. I seriously looked at 75 photos of him catching fish, walking around outside, just being the biggest outdoors.
Walking around.
Just walking around.
Just randomly walking.
I'm just like, who is this guy?
And I'm taking pictures of shit that you don't see because you aren't where I'm at.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in a different world.
That's exactly
Anyway, so
how I felt.
So I grew up. My grandfather was the president of Sportsman's Club, Seattle Sportsman's Club. So I mean, I grew up outdoors. Like we didn't hang out. If we had any time off from the farm, it's kind of funny because springtime's busy time, fall time's harvest time, plant time and harvest time is super busy. Midsummer is wide open. Late winter wide open. So in the midsummer time, like early summer, going from late June through August, we did a lot of fishing. So my old man bought a really nice boat, Bayliner Trophy. It was 26 foot. Great boat. Takes a lot of storms. We weathered through several storms. But on a boat, there's always the captain, obviously, and then he's got his best friend, and that's his first mate, right? So to be on the boat, he told me, "We got a position for you. You gotta be the bait boy. So, and you can move up. You can move up in levels. But you have to bait a certain amount of hooks, right? So first I have to tie hooks. So a little thing about my old man too. He had polio as a kid, so he has the shakes and shimmies. So
You were the one always.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've taken a lot of shit for that because when a fish breaks it off, he pulls it up. If it's a little looped at the end, he's like, "That was your knot." So yeah, I learned to tie a really good knot, so I'm a good knot tire. But I have to set up hooks and then bait. All right.
Yeah.
And so we're talking. I'm pretty young.
By the way, everyone out there that wants me to go there with this whole baiting thing, I'm not doing it.
I'm getting there. Hold on. So I'm pretty young, right?
Yeah.
We're talking like this started when I was probably, I have many stories from when I was, he'd throw me in the boat and throw a bowl of cereal at me and then put a plug, like diapers age. But this has progressed on. This is like I'm probably 9, 10, not teens yet, but preteens, where things are starting to come around, starting to figure out things, but not really. And so obviously I had to bait 1,000 hooks. I had to bait 1,000 hooks with bait, and then I had to tie 1,000 hooks. When I get to 1,000 and 1,000, then I can move on to the master. And then that would be my position on the boat. And so roll into port, we tie up, and they're like, people come over and like, "Oh, this is a really nice boat. This is a great boat, Hey, what do you do on this boat?" "Oh, yeah, I'm the master baiter on this boat."
How old were you when you?
I was like 9 years old. And at the oldest, I was like 9 years old.
That's such a build-up joke for them to tell you that, hey, once you do this and do this.
Yeah,
that's a lot of work to get out of you.
I did.
Did they laugh?
And I still had to. Yeah, of course. Every person walk up and like,
Did you know?
Turn away. I did not know.
You had no clue.
Like over the head. Yep. Yeah. Did not know for a long time. So, I didn't know until I was probably like 12. Like I carried that joke on from like 9 till 12, and I'm like, wait a minute, masturbator. I'm the masturbator on this boat.
You guys friggin' got me, and I did all that work for you, you jerks.
Yeah.
You guys don't know this yet, but we'll release a future episode soon of Glory Days, where we talk about bartender of the year and brewery liquor bar of the year. It's a thing that's voted by at the Courier Herald. So if we could
best
somehow
of the plateau,
best of the plateau, if it could be Master Baiter, we're going to nominate you.
Hey, I'm pretty good at baiting a hook.
Would you
and tying a hook too?
Still.
Yeah.
Do you think
I can do it with I can watch my rod and tie a hook?
That's great.
You never know when you can drop it and go on.
Yeah.
Walked into that one.
Okay. The Interclaw discussion board is going to go hard with that. Okay. The Interclaw discussion board is going to be. We're going to move on. All right. So here we go, guys. No, we're not going to talk about that yet. Sean.
Travis.
Last vacation you've ever taken. Like legit. Because it has probably been a while. Obviously, you've been businessman, business owner.
Yeah.
brick by brick, grinding.
So, when the pandemic shut down.
I'm talking week off. Last time you had like 4 days, 5 days off.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be 2019 somewhere. Yeah.
Do you know where you went?
Softball tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Probably the last one would be like Palm Springs. Went down there with the team, rented a place. We all stayed at the same place. Pretty awesome. Good bro times.
Good. Now, when the pandemic lifts, you have a full staff. You're ready to take that week off.
Shutting the phone off.
Yeah.
Like I have people in positions and they know what they're doing. So if anything goes wrong, they know who to call. It's not me.
Right. What?
Hitting the woods.
What are you doing? Are you
getting lost?
Like it's not like go to Denver. It's not go to Vegas. It's not go to.
I'm going somewhere where I can just unwind.
Check out.
Yep. Nothing. Yeah.
Are you hunting? Are you fishing? Are you just laying around? Or what are you doing?
Well, I don't lay around. I've never been that person.
Are you climbing? Like what? Yeah. What do you? I mean, like what is it that?
Not really a climber, but I'm definitely hiking. I'm going deep timber. I don't know. It depends on the time of year, but most likely fishing more than hunting.
Is it by yourself? Is it you and your dog? Is it you and a select few? Like what is it?
Yeah, it's definitely me and my dog for sure. If she's still around, we'll see if she's struggling a little bit right now.
How old is your dog?
She'll be 20 in March.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and she's had a couple issues lately. She kind of she's real stumbly, not real stable. That's why I call her Dizzy Des. She kind of stumbles a lot. She's stumbling on her face and whatever. Got a big whatever bruise on it.
Yeah.
It's scabbed up, and then she pulled that off. I had to go and take her get stitches.
Chewing on herself, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's been rough. Anyway, sorry
to hear.
Yeah,
sorry to hear.
She's doing good right now.
That's good.
But she'll be 20 in March, so she's ancient. Nobody told me that I would have a dog that long. Yeah, I could have had a kid and they'd be out of the house by now. Yeah.
That's coming from a guy who's got like 4 kids, and it's like, oh, you're right.
when she turned 18, I bought her a dog house. I put her out in the yard and said, "You're out of the house." That didn't last very long.
That didn't last that long.
She didn't like the dog.
Get a
house.
job.
Yeah.
Pay rent.
But yeah, definitely taking the dog. Obviously, I take her with me everywhere.
Right.
And then select few. Yeah, I definitely hit the woods with a few people. You should never really be solo in the woods, but especially going deep timber.
Now when it comes to you said Des or
Des, yeah.
Des
or Desi, yeah.
Not Desi B. I gotta give a shout out to her because she listens all the time. So Desi B, that's not you. For Des, where did that name come from? Like, what was the?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just
Des. I don't know. It was 20 years ago.
And did you purchase? Did you rescue? Did you?
No, I got her. I purchased her from Longview. It was a long drive down there. And she's registered Jack Russell Terrier. She's 100% Jack Russell. I have all her papers and all that. And the lady that owned her before called her, I don't remember the full name, but basically as Melon or Melly. And I was like, no, that doesn't work for me.
Not happening.
Nah, it doesn't work.
It's Des. Yeah. Desi Arnett.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Desi. Yeah.
Now, you don't know where it came from, huh?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Just whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. Felt like it was the name. And it's stuck.
Are you, is it obviously as people get older and things happen, right? Are you going to be looking for another dog later on?
Many people ask me that.
Yeah.
My dog's old, but she's not gone yet. So
that's good.
Yeah. So she's, kind of blind, so she's not blind. She's really short-sighted. So she can be aggressive to other dogs because she smells them, hears them, but can't see them.
Oh,
so she doesn't know if they're coming friendly. Blind. She's not blind. She's short-sighted. She can She can see from me to you, but she can't see from you to the door.
That's how I am too. Yeah. Pop my contacts out. I can't see anything.
Yeah. So that's where I have, and then on top of it, introducing a puppy now. It's like, no, I don't know. I love dogs, and I definitely go Jack Russell again. A lot of people have questions about Jack Russells. They're just they do have a lot of energy when they're young, for sure.
Sure.
But they're so smart. They figure stuff out, and they train you. You don't train them, for sure. She has so many different things. When she lays on the bed, she's a big pillow hog. She loves a pillow, but obviously it's my pillow. And so what she does is she doesn't straight up lick you. She goes lick, and she waits. And she goes, lick. When you're sound asleep, right? So that you're like, damn it.
Feeling uncomfortable, so you kind of move.
And then she takes over your
slowly
pillow,
move away,
right?
and she just takes that.
If she went lick, 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 you'd wake up and go, damn dog.
Yeah,
but
get away.
She goes lick, and you just move away, and she takes over your pillow.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. She's super smart on so many things.
Wow. Now, did you train any tricks with her, or did she?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so she does a spin move for a treat. She also does this bear where she'll sit back. She can't really do it right now because she turtles herself, but she'll sit back on her back legs and put her front legs up.
Yeah.
And she kind of does like she looks like a little bear. She does a bear. She can't really do that right now. She'll try it, but like I said, she kind of falls back and then she'll turtle, or she'll be on like her side and then she kind of flops around a little bit. So I don't try that trick anymore. She wants to. She'll start to do it and I just give her a treat right away.
Now, treat, like what type of treat are you, like just random ones that you grab from the store? Or
Oh,
like
no. Yeah, I'm pretty particular about my treats.
I've noticed, now, the only reason I ask that is because I noticed most dog owners that have had a dog for quite a while, they know exactly what they're getting, and they will even go like, I know that there's a store down the street. I'm going to go there. No, I'm going to drive an hour somewhere to get this treat.
No, big shout out local. Big shout out to Runlands. Runlands Grocery has some great dog stuff in there. Also, my dog was Jack Russell Terrier's super active dog. So when they're young, really doesn't matter what you feed them. They're so active that they can burn stuff off. As they get older, you have to kind of look into your food. Mm-hmm. So this, the good nature stuff that's in there is better for the older dogs. So she doesn't have to be as active to kind of digest it, and she doesn't get as fat. There was a stage where she got kind of fat. She was also super, super hairy, and now she has no hair. Kind of like somebody else.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I love talking about your dog. This is where I get drunk and just talk about your dog. Any scares has Des or Desi, I don't know what's called.
Either one.
Miss, is it a girl?
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Desi. She ever ran away like early on, like she was lost for like a day or two or anything like that?
Yeah, so she's Jack Russell Terrier is also a really good hunter.
Sure.
They're like rats, and kind of a when she was younger, she'd chase rat. I worked in the orchard. Whatever. This I've had her for a long time. This is when I worked for my parents.
Well, let's see,
orchard
27 and a half.
Yeah,
20, so 7 years old.
Most of my life. Yeah, I've had this dog.
Amazing.
Yes. Yeah. So she worked in the orchard with me. I go out there. I started with 2 Jack Russells. Emmy passed away. She had some other complications. When Emmy passed away, when I was at the orchard, I always took the truck out to the orchard. We drive, back 60 or whatever. Throw the dogs out. They go run around, whatever, and they hunt down whatever. Well, when Emmy passed away, so Des got really attached to the truck, so she would never leave side of the truck. She'd stick right by the truck, and even to this day, like the truck is her favorite spot. A lot of people question that, like where's your dog? I'm like, well, she's in the truck. Oh, you should get her out of the truck. Like the truck is Desi's spot. Like Des loves the truck. That's her domain. But another story, when she was, pretty old, she was probably like 14, 15. So pretty old. At the time, I thought that was like super old. But
sure.
Now it's 5 years later. But she got on a rabbit. And if you've ever seen little wild jackrabbits, they kind of dodge and dive and go every which way. And I saw her doing it. And I'm like, all right, good luck with that dog, And I just go about my business doing whatever I'm doing. Hour later, she brings that rabbit.
Oh my goodness.
She wore it down, but it wore her down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was gone good hour, 45 to hour. And she was dead tired for like the next 4 days. Like she couldn't get up. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, I kind of am happy that we had a fully dedicated episode about her.
I got many stories. 20 years.
20 years is a long friggin' time.
Yeah.
When you go hunting, like you've told like survival stories of like a bear charging you, and this. Where is Des during this?
She
time?
wasn't with me that time, but she does go hunting with me.
And who watches Des? Is just whoever is like kind of like currently available in your life, kind of thing.
Like I said, Des loves the truck, so I can just leave her in the truck.
Chilling in the truck.
She's fine. She's perfectly happy.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. But she has duck blind. So she's not a duck dog. I tried to get her interested in that. She used to fetch a ball just fine, but she'll not fetch a duck. She's like, "What are you talking about?"
I'm done with
but
that.
she also looks at you like, "Made all this noise and you didn't get nothing. What are you doing?" Yeah.
Okay, so it was a truck dog. I'm telling you, one of my favorite movies, Mad Max, driving around having that dog with you. Is that kind of how it is? Or
for sure,
it's
it's actually super weird when I get into the truck and I glance and she's not there. If like I leave her at the brewery or something, it's just it's a weird thing. Like, I feel like when she passes away, that's gonna be a weird thing too. It's like not having my dog like right there, just saying, "Hey, welcome back."
Yeah.
More or less, she's like, "Hey, you're disturbing me."
It's so weird, isn't it? Like, so when you got Des, did you realize, like, did you think like 5, 6, 7, like, so 20 years?
I grew
insane.
I grew up with big dogs, labs, golden retrievers, a lot of hunting dogs, and they last a while, 10 years maybe. Yeah, no, I did not realize, and the only reason when I first got a small dog is, I was kind of, smaller house, not so much room. I didn't like the idea of a dog like wiping out my table or getting into my stuff.
Sure.
So that's why I got the small dog. Growing up, never had a small dog. First time ever having a small dog. And from this point on, like I definitely, labs are great, but they aren't very smart, Yeah.
All right. Well, I could probably talk about Desi. We may have to change a Desi update or just talk about some stories, right? So forever. We'll talk about it forever. Last thing, here's the teaser. The feel good. Here's the thing. It's Valentine's Day. Feeling good. When you start out something, and I don't know if you guys have done this before. Maybe you're a business owner, right? Maybe you are an artist. Maybe you are someone that even created a post on Facebook. And what I mean by that is like maybe someone shared it. But when you see people or hear from people that have listened to this podcast or have bought a shirt and you see it in the grocery store, or if they recommend your company, like that feels amazing. Like absolutely, like wow. And then when they have the other thing, not just that, but when they come to you and they say, "I have a story for you. When I was doing such and such thing, I was listening to this podcast and it made me think of this," or like it impacted somebody. Being a business owner, being somebody downtown, being somebody that is seeing people all the time, you're bound to have someone meet somebody there and marry that person. You're bound to have somebody like have something happen that day that is going to impact them the rest of their life just because they were at the brewery.
I've had many first dates there for sure.
That's incredible. Like, how does that make you? This is the feel good story, right? This is like, I don't know. Like, it's insane. Does it like blow your mind? Like, well, I was just going out here because I wanted a business. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to do something I love. Like, thanks for coming. Like, I enjoy that. But I wasn't like, were you ever thinking like, oh, someone's going to go on their first date and eventually marry somebody because of this brewery? Like, maybe back of your mind, but that's not like what you're really going for in life, right?
Yeah, that's never really been on my radar, but it's for sure there's different relationships that have definitely started at my bar and then come back around like, oh wow, okay, it's crazy. And different that crosses all kinds of different genres of, just recently there's a dad that did like some type of scavenger hunt and he stops in and he's like, "Hey, so I'm going to give you these envelopes and I'm going to pay for the beers ahead of time." And then like his whole family comes through my bar and is grabbing these envelopes and they're slamming a beer and they're like, "Oh, we got to go on." And like, it's like it's these weird things that are going on. Like, all right, I'm totally down with any and all of that.
Yeah.
It's just,
that's a great idea. Actually,
on my mind, I never thought that I would be, some type of destination like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever come up to you and been like, "Hey, man, if it wasn't for you,"
So I always talk about this too. Like you come in as a stranger. I don't have TVs in there. I'm never gonna have a TV. At my brewery location, I have a TV on the wall. The only reason for that is when I do trivia, so I can do pictures and that sort of thing.
makes sense, yeah.
That's the only reason why that's there. There's never going to be a TV on where there's some movie on, some random thing.
Right.
I believe that distracts from
What's going on?
just looking around.
Yeah,
So if you're sitting there by yourself, people will still pull out the phone. I still have Wi-Fi.
sure.
And they'll fiddle on their phone or whatever. But at the end of the day, when they hear a conversation going on, they hear me and you talking about something that they know something about.
And they want to jump into that.
They're going to jump into that,
Right.
right? And then this random person jumps in and you're like, hey, and you kind of welcome it, you know. With my brewery too, it's kind of like open seating. So you're not necessarily going to, always have the ideal spot where you're by yourself. You might be sitting next to some other people and you hear their conversation. Maybe you kind of chime in a little bit. That turns a stranger into a friend.
Yeah.
And I personally think that that's one of the biggest, greatest things about breweries is having that sort of open scenario where, you're sitting at open tables, you're sitting down with strangers. You're like, hey, can I sit here? Hey, no problem. And you sit there and then like you're just drawn to say, hey, hi, my name's such and such, introduce yourself. Or you overhear that conversation because there's music, but I don't have music like blaring like super loud
Right.
and super obnoxious. It's kind of just
Sets the mood.
it's
and
background
right,
music.
right.
So you can hear everybody's conversations and then you go, depending on the person, but you're going to kind of make a comment on it. And then, like I said, then it starts it up. And then you realize like, hey, I'm a community brewery.
Right.
Most of the people that come in there are within our community or they're visiting our community thinking about moving to our community. So then you kind of comment to that and then that builds on this, like, this is a great spot to move to.
This is a good spot. Yeah.
I just moved into this town. I didn't know anybody. Now I just met 5 people, and then that grows. And so I have been commended on that several times of, I'm in here and, I didn't know anybody. Now I know several people, that sort of thing. I mean, that's always been my game plan and always will be my game plan.
That's cool. Well, my game plan has just been, hey, entertain, have fun, enjoy life, and then be an idiot while you do it. And then when someone comes up and says, hey, when you're an idiot, I really enjoy when you're an idiot. And that's like awesome to me. And I'm like, okay, like that's cool. And then
let me run into a wall real quick. Boom, boom. What type of comedy do you like?
Yeah, yeah. You tell me. I'll just cater to you. I'm the Joker.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever you want. So, anyway, appreciate all this conversation, Sean. The beers help, and no, but I'm serious.
Sure.
But I feel like as you dig around in life, we're gonna do shout outs at this point, unless there's something more you wanted to talk about.
No, I got shout outs.
Okay.
So I wanted to shout out Derek Garrett and his wife, Belinda.
Because his name rhymes.
Derek Garrett.
I love that.
Derek Garrett has been a great local guy. He used to own Tap House Inc., which started in Maple Valley. It moved to Black Diamond. Different reasons, whatever. He has a full-time job, so it was kind of like just having a business on the side. Whatever reason, it didn't, work out. He's a great beer lover. That's how I really cherish him.
Yeah, right.
But he's also a great supporter of local. He owned a small business, so he understands the struggles and understands like promoting different businesses and keeping it local for sure. So shouting him, Derek and Belinda, his wife, great people. Yeah.
Wow, you don't hear I know of only one other Belinda.
Yeah,
you don't really hear that name too much.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I'd like to shout out, since we do shout outs here, I'm going to shout out all the people out there on the Enumclaw discussion board that do their daily due diligence to support the stupid page that it is, but also they genuinely do care about our community. They do care about even me and even Sean and
supporting local.
Support
Keep it
local. Like, they do care about all that. Like, we talk about the dumbest stuff. And if you're not a part of the Enumclaw Discussion Board Gazette and you want to just be entertained and check that thing every once in a while.
Support small businesses after Christmas.
Support. Who knows if
Enumclaw Gazette.
I might change it.
Enumclaw Discussion Board Gazette. Support small businesses after
Christmas. It's a very run-on sentence, okay? But what I'm saying is this: it's like those guys do care. And I appreciate that group so much. I do appreciate when they go and they hit up Cole Street. I know that Holly's hit up Cole Street. I know that there was
Craig Bentley, Carrie Bentley.
Craig Bentley. Oh, Carrie Bentley. Okay, so here's the thing. Let me shout out Carrie Bentley real quick. Okay.
Love you, Carrie.
Love you, Carrie. The joke is, and I hope it's a joke, but I try to annoy her as much as I can every time I see her because she always gives that look like...
I feel like she's pretty hard to annoy, really.
Well, no, I annoy the crap out of her. I do. Well, she says I do. I think this last weekend topped it for me, though, when I started telling other people that were in listening distance that I apologized, saying I was sorry for saying no to her when she asked me to go to Sadie Hawkins and Tolo, because those are the dances in high school where the girl asked the guy. And she never asked me. But there's legitimate people in Enumclaw now that live out in Enumclaw that think that she asked me and I rejected her. And that was fun for me. I don't know why.
You're trying to build yourself up a higher level where Carrie would actually ask you to go to either one of those.
Good point. Yeah. Sean's scoring points over here, and I can just see Carrie's face. You're right, Sean. That's exactly right. She's gonna tell Craig right now. Craig, get in the car. We're going to Cole Street. We're supporting Sean because we love him because he absolutely just built me up. But in reality, though, I did reject her, even though that's a false story. But please tell her that, if you see her, if you know who Carrie is and you see her, please tell her, sorry about Travis.
No, Carrie, good choice. Good choice, for sure.
I'm going to end on that. This is Brew Ha-Ha. I have to end on a ha-ha. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Please hit up Cole Street, mention the podcast, mention Sean, and hey, eventually buy a shirt. Appreciate you guys. Have a great week, and take care.
Cheers.
Making your way in the world today, you really need a pod. Why don't you put your headphones in and give this one a shot? Wouldn't you like to just listen away and go to a place where everybody knows who you are? Listen to two guys brew ha-ha. Cole Street Brewery and Full Buddy Cast, two of the greatest names. Why don't you go and listen to this episode?